I never imagined that a summer vacation on the French Riviera, a place overflowing with beauty and luxury, could turn into a real nightmare, one that still haunts me to this day. It was the summer of 2007, and I was a man in my late 20s, working as a public relations officer at Le Rivage Hotel, a luxurious resort overlooking the shimmering blue waters of the Mediterranean, frequented by the world's wealthiest elites. The days passed quietly and routinely, filled with the smiles of vacationers and the soft laughter around the swimming pools. Then they arrived, the Mornay family. Their arrival felt like a dark cloud settling over the place, bringing with it a subtle tension. The Mornays were one of the richest families in Europe, having inherited their wealth through generations of trading rare jewels and antique art. The father, Julien de Mornay, was a man in his 50s with a sharp gaze and few words. He always wore impeccably elegant clothing. His wife, Isabelle, was a stunning woman, but her smile never reached her eyes, as if she carried a heavy secret. Their only daughter, Claire, was 16, a quiet girl with delicate beauty, always seeming lost in her own world. I was assigned to handle their special requests, which meant I was closer to them than any other staff member. They stayed in the Royal Suite, the hotel's most luxurious accommodation, occupying the entire top floor with a panoramic sea view. Their requests were minimal and precise, which piqued my curiosity. They never asked for anything unusual. No wild parties, no custom menus. They preferred isolation, spending most of their time in the suite, venturing out only late at night for walks on the beach or to dine in the hotel's upscale restaurant, always choosing a secluded table in a distant corner. There was something strange about them. They didn't speak much to each other, as if an invisible wall stood between them. I noticed that Isabelle always wore a peculiar necklace made of a dark, glossy stone. She never removed it, not even while swimming in their private pool. Claire would spend hours staring out from the suite's balcony, as if waiting for someone or something. Julien, on the other hand, was especially unsettling. His eyes followed every movement in the hotel, as though he was either searching for something or afraid of something. Then odd things began happening in the suite. One night, Julien summoned me at midnight. When I arrived, he looked pale and frightened. He said he had heard strange voices coming from inside the suite, whispers in a language he couldn't understand. I searched the entire place, but found nothing. At first, I thought he might be hallucinating from exhaustion, but his eyes were serious, and his heartbeat was racing. The next morning, Claire asked me to bring her old books about local myths and regional folklore. I found the request strange. The resort offered the latest international novels. Still, I brought her what she wanted and noticed her deep fascination with tales of abandoned places and haunted mansions. There was something in her eyes, an invisible pull toward mystery and the unknown. Things worsened from there. One night, as I wandered the hotel's hallways late into the evening, I noticed a faint light glowing from the Royal Suite's window. It wasn't the usual electric lighting, more like candlelight, flickering softly. I crept closer, curiosity mixed with fear. Approaching the door, I heard strange sounds, low, whispered chants, as if coming from another world. I felt a sudden chill, even though the air was warm. The atmosphere had changed, carrying whispers of cold. Then suddenly, the voices stopped. A heavy silence took over, more disturbing than any noise. I waited for a moment, then decided to knock. No answer. I knocked again, a third time. Still nothing. I didn't dare go in. I returned to my office, heart pounding with the strange feeling that something inexplicable had just occurred. The next morning, The de Mornays did not come down for breakfast, nor did they order room service. By evening, my concern grew. This family was always punctual and never missed meals. I called Julian's room phone. No answer. I called Isabel. Same result. After a long hesitation, I decided to go up myself. It was past 9 p.m., and darkness had spread across the resort. I reached the Royal Suites door. It was tightly shut. I knocked several times, calling out to them, but there was no response. I felt something was very wrong. I called the hotel manager, Mr. Dubois, and informed him of the situation. Mr. Dubois was a stern man, but he understood the importance of this family to the hotel. He arrived with the head of security. We used the spare key to unlock the door. The moment it opened, we were hit by a blast of cold air and a strange smell, like old salt and burning incense. The suite was completely dark. We turned on the lights. The suite was empty. There was no sign of the de Mornay family. Their clothes, bags, personal belongings, everything was gone. The rooms were perfectly arranged, as if no one had ever stayed there. No signs of a sudden departure. No note, nothing. A full-scale search began. Every corner of the hotel was checked. Every room, every hallway. The French police were contacted. No trace. They hadn't left through the main entrance. No security footage showed them exiting through any other door. The surveillance cameras recorded nothing. The only thing we found was the strange necklace Isabel used to wear. It was lying on the bedroom floor, as if it had fallen during a hasty moment. When I picked it up, I felt a chilling cold, as though it still carried a touch of frost. The police launched an extensive investigation, but no clues were found. No ransom, no threats, nothing to suggest a motive for their disappearance. The case was baffling, becoming a haunting mystery. As days passed, rumors spread. Some said they fled due to financial trouble. Others believed they were kidnapped by an international criminal group, but none of those theories explained the way they vanished, without a trace. As for me, I couldn't forget that night, the night I heard the whispers in the suite. I started my own investigation, revisiting every detail, every word spoken, every movement observed. I remembered Claire's fascination with haunted places, Julian's fearful look, the terrifying silence after the voices. Weeks passed. The media moved on. The case of the de Mornay family became a cold file in the police archive, but not for me. I couldn't stay at Le Rivage any longer. Every corner reminded me of their disappearance. Every shadow seemed to hide a secret. I quit my job and returned to my hometown, but the ghosts of that night followed me. I began researching Isabel's strange necklace. I spent long hours in libraries reading about ancient gemstones and forgotten legends. In one old book on French folklore, I found a description of a stone very similar to the necklace. It was called the Shadow Stone. According to legend, this stone opens portals to other worlds, but it demands a sacrifice and may attract beings from those realms. It's said that those who possess it may be taken to another world or hunted by unseen forces. Was that what happened to the de Mornays? Were they searching for something? Did they open something they shouldn't have? Were those whispers not hallucinations, but voices from another realm? I began researching Isabel's strange necklace. I spent long hours in libraries reading about ancient gemstones and forgotten legends. In one old book on French folklore, I found a description of a stone very similar to the necklace. It was called the Shadow Stone. According to legend, this stone opens portals to other worlds, but it demands a sacrifice and may attract beings from those realms. It's said that those who possess it may be taken to another world or hunted by unseen forces. Was that what happened to the de Mornays? Were they searching for something? Did they open something they shouldn't have? Were those whispers not hallucinations, but voices from another realm? Still have the necklace. I keep it in an old wooden box and only touch it on rare occasions. Every time I look at it, I feel the same coldness, the chill of fear and mystery. Sometimes, on quiet nights, when everything is still, I swear I hear faint whispers coming from the box. Nonsensical whispers, but they awaken something in me. A feeling that the Mornays never really disappeared. They're still out there, somewhere, in another world. Or maybe they came back in some form, watching me from the shadows, waiting for the right moment to reveal their terrifying secret. I often wonder, did they choose to vanish? Or were they pulled into the unknown by some ancient force? And could a single necklace truly be a key to a world we never knew existed? These questions linger in my mind, unanswered. They only deepen the mystery of the story I lived and can never forget.
For more thrilling and mysterious videos, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button,